The website you're seeing on the screen right now, this was built entirely using Claude, and it's the exact same website that we're going to be building together by the end of this video. I'm going to walk you through every single step that it takes to go from that first AI draft, which honestly looks like AI crap. You're going to take it all the way for it to look premium professional like the one that you're just seeing. It's an 8-step process that anyone can use and apply to build an insanely beautiful premium looking website. And it doesn't matter what you're building it for. You could be building it for your clinic, you could be building it for a gym, a real estate business, or a coaching and consulting business. The process remains exactly the same. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Swastik Nandakumar, and I've crossed 20 crores in revenues in my business, and I've spent over $10,000 testing AI tools inside my own operations. I help business owners grow and scale their business using AI to their advantage. And on this channel, I'm going to show you how each and everything I implement in my own business using AI is not just theory, but actually practical. And it's done almost only using Claude. So now that you know me, let's get started. See, everybody opens Claude and they type, build me a website for my business, and they wonder why it looks like everybody else's website. Because you gave it nothing. So before you ask anything, before you touch anything, you answer 4 questions. See, now I'm building this for an interior design studio in Bangalore called Studio Terrain. And I should tell you this, that Studio Terrain is a studio that I made up so that I have an actual website to show you. But your version of this is you building this for your real business. So now pay attention. 4 questions that you need to answer, because if you don't answer this question, this is where your website, it starts looking very shitty. And more importantly, as a business owner, you're building a website that should convert. So first question, who is this for? One person, not one whole category of audience. I want you to build a website for one specific type of person. I want you to get that. The second one, what do they actually get? When they come to the website, what do they get from you? Third one, what should they feel in the first 5 seconds? See, this is something that you should think about, because you're building your website. You're not just copying a template from somewhere and pasting it, because that's where nobody resonates with you. What should they feel in the first 5 seconds? In fact, what you can do is you can take these questions that I'm giving you, you can independently reflect on these questions using any of the AI. And I would strongly suggest you do that. And the last question, what is the one idea that the whole site is built on? Yes. So let's say in my case, who's this website for? This is for somebody in Bangalore who just bought a space and they want it done properly in the first shot. 2, what do they get? They get a home that's calm to live in. Not a showroom, but a home that they actually want to live in. 3, what should they feel in the first 5 seconds? I want them to feel quiet and calm. It should feel expensive, but not show off expensive, but expensive, the calm rich. And the 4th question, what is the one idea that this whole site hangs on? For me, it's quiet and calm. That's it. That is that one thing that the whole site should hang on. Now, why is this important? Once I build this website in this particular way, I'll start attracting these clients who resonate with this. Now, I'm no longer this interior designer or interior design studio in Bangalore who's helping everybody. I'm helping this one specific category of audience who want to show richness, but in a very calm and composed way. And from the first interaction with me, the whole thing should reflect that. See, now I want you to understand what this whole one word is about to do. Because quiet and calm is not just a feeling, it's a design that I want to build the whole system around. So in my case, quiet means a lot of empty space. Quiet means a lot of, muted colors, not bright colors. Quiet means that the whole text is small and calm and it shouldn't be yelling at you. So are you seeing that the whole one word that I asked you, the question number 4, that one word is defining the whole structure of the website. Quiet means when things move, they move slowly. So which means as they're scrolling through the website, there should be that slow movement and calm movement. So I want you to find that concept, because this is not decoration. It's actually the thing that answers every question later. So that's where we start. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this prompt on answering these 4 questions and I'm going to take it to Claude. And by the way, the prompt sheet is attached in the description. You can go check it out and you can follow along with me. So I'm going to my Claude and I'm pasting this. So basically it says I'm building a website for Studio Terrain, a small interior studio in Bangalore. Before we design anything, I want to get the concept right, which means I'm not building anything. That's not where we start. We start with the concept. So who is it for? Someone in Bangalore? I told you that. What they get? A home that is calm to live in. What they should feel in the first 5 seconds? Quiet, expensive but not loud. The one idea that the whole site hangs on is quiet. Now, pay attention to this part. This is the important part. Don't build anything. Tell me where this concept is weak and where it sounds like every other interior studio out there. Now, this is the part that I want you to pay attention to. Now, I'm building this website from scratch, but there's a very high possibility that you already have your website. What you would do is, in this part, you would just replace your website link. You would put your website link and say, you know what? Don't build anything. I want you to take a look at my current website and I want you to look at the direction that I've given you. And based on that, tell me where is my current website weak? You can ask the same question for your existing website and you can rebuild your existing site as well. Check this. The main problem is quiet isn't your idea, it's the category. Quiet is what every studio in this tier already claims. Calm, serene, sanctuary, understated, quiet luxury, a home that breathes. So it's saying that this is what everybody is doing. A positioning idea is only worth if a competitor would feel awkward claiming it, okay? Any studio in Bangalore can put quiet on their homepage. So two structural issues under it. It's unflashable. A visitor can't verify quiet from a website. They can only see whether your photos look like everyone else's photo. Second, it's an outcome, not a method. The interesting thing is never the calm room. It's how you get a calm room out of the builder spec 3 BHK. Now pay attention, it's critiquing my idea. I thought this whole calm thing is a great idea, but it's suddenly saying that, you know what, you're going to fall under everybody else who's doing the same thing, okay? The strongest line in your brief is buried. Wants it done properly once. What they want in 5 seconds is not calm. What they want is relief because they want it done once, right? The sense that this will be handled properly. Quiet is what the finished home feels like, okay? So where it sounds like everyone else, this is the area. Nothing in this concept talks about Bangalore except the postcode, okay? The practical failure method. So think about this. It's giving me all of these pointers that I actually have to think through before I build any website. So I'll go ahead and quickly answer these few questions and I want you to do that for yourself. And by the way, you might not get the exact same answers or in this exact same template, but that's the thing, right? You just follow along and you answer it till a structure gets built. So it's given me a concept finally after going up and down. And you might be thinking, Swastik, why are you arguing with the website builder? Because Claude will just build it, right? See, because it's not a website builder, it's the smartest thing that you've got in the room. You need to use the brain of your AI before you build anything. And that's the mistake that people make. So now what I've done is I've asked it to build the whole thing into a document so that I can keep this concept and build the whole website around this concept. So step number 1 is for you to get the concept of your website ready before you even go ahead and build anything. And this is the part that people miss and that destroys the whole thing because the easiest and the exciting part is going to Claude Code and asking it to build something very exciting and it will build something generic that looks like everybody else's site. Step 2 is where you make a folder and you name it. So I would like you to create a folder for your work. So just open a folder on your PC and with your company name and say company name website. So I would say Studio Terrain website. Now when I open a new chat, check this, it is Studio Terrain build. You can come down to Claude, you can select the folder that you want to select and the whole thing gets built inside that folder. So the document that it created in the previous step, copy that document and paste it into this folder. And now Claude has an understanding of what is the concept that you're working around. Okay, so for this build, we're going to be selecting Opus 5. Opus 5 is the latest model as I'm recording this video. But what I would like you to do is I'd like you to select the latest model at whatever point you're watching this, select the latest, most powerful model. So just to give you understanding of the models, Haiku is the model that you would use for your daily task, to write a quick message, to reply something very quickly. Sonnet is something that you would use more regularly if you're not building something as powerful as a website. Right? So that's like your daily worker. But Opus is a very powerful worker and this is what you would use for design, development, code, app building, all of that. And Fable is the most powerful model that exists as I'm recording this. And this is for like ultra high performing tasks, which you don't need. I don't use it because it consumes a lot of credits. So let's stick with Opus 5 now. A couple of things that we've done. We've created the concept, we've created a new folder, we've taken the concept, pasted it in the folder and we've selected that folder in Claude. And we've selected Opus and we're going to keep Opus in the high effort. So if you come down to the button next to Opus, it says high, right? That's what you want it to be. So it's going to put in high effort. If you put it to the maximum, which is the ultra code, then it is going to consume insane amount of credits, which we don't want. So we're going to use it at high efforts. Now I'm going to tell you about 2 modes and this is the only technical thing in the entire video. So pay attention. The first one is the plan mode. If you come here, you will be able to see this. The first one is the plan mode. Plan mode is where it thinks and it writes down what it's actually going to do. It doesn't touch the code. It doesn't write a single line of code. It doesn't do anything. It just plans the whole thing. That's where you want to start. You ask it to plan the whole thing and you see the plan. And once you approve it, you shift to what is called as the auto mode. Right, check this. When I click on enable auto mode, it takes permission from me. What it essentially means is that it has permission to work inside this folder. In my case, this is the folder that I'm using. Inside this folder, it has permission to build whatever, make changes to whatever. So you are approving that Claude without your permission is going to build everything without stopping and asking you. And if you don't set it up on auto mode, you're not going to be able to build the whole thing at once, because for every small change, it's going to ask you for your approval. So you're going to be sitting and hitting approve, approve, approve. You're just going to be hitting the approve button multiple times. That wastes your time. So I'm going to enable auto mode here. So plan first and then auto, and that is the rhythm of everything that we do today. See, most people never touch the plan mode, and then they're surprised when the build is garbage because they never saw the plan. Now coming to step 3. Step 3 is where you pick the right skills. Now what are the skills? Because this is the part that does most of the work. See, when you first open Claude, your Claude is exactly the same as everybody else's Claude in the world. Same settings, same defaults. So as a result, you get the same website that everybody else in the world is getting. Now this is where you install something called the skill. Now what is a skill? In very simple words, a skill is a training document, which means like the concept document that we built, a skill is a training document. And the beautiful part is you are not going to develop this training document because you are not a builder, you're a business owner. I'm not a designer, I'm not a developer, I'm a business owner as well. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you where you can pick the right skill from. Because there is some designer out there who's already written the skill. He knows the job and he's documented the whole thing on the right steps to building the entire website. So you pick up the skill that he's built and you install that skill in your Claude, and now suddenly you are as powerful as that designer. So the first one is the Anthropic front-end design skill. In fact, this is a skill that is developed by the developers of Claude itself, which means they developed the skill. So let's search for this. I'm going to come to Google and I'm going to search Anthropic front-end design skill, and check this. You get something called the GitHub, and it says Anthropic front-end design skill on GitHub. So I'm going to click this, and now there's this scary looking thing that appears in front of you and you're wondering, Swastik, what do I do with this? Nothing. So what this is if you look at the front-end design, if you come to the left, you see the skill.md. This is the whole document. This is the whole document. Now we're not going to just copy and paste the document. What we're going to do is we're going to take the skill, we're going to go back to Claude, and I'm going to say install this skill. And I'm just going to paste the link. That is all I did. Nothing. I searched for that skill on Google. In fact, that skill link also I'll put it in the description so you can just copy it. So I searched for that on Google, I took the link, I went to Claude and I just said install this skill. Yes, and it gets started and the skill gets installed, right? Let me go and install the second skill now. Check this, it says install, 2 files pulled, and this skill is installed. This is the first skill that I told you to install, which is the front-end design skill. The second one is the UI Pro Max skill. Again, the minute you search for this, you get this, right? You click on the GitHub, what do? You copy the link and come back to Claude, now install this. And you give it this skill, you give the link of that, that's about that, and Claude does the magic for you. So like I was saying, the first one is Anthropic's own, the people who made Claude, they built it. And the second one, it gives it good fonts and color system because that's the user interface, user experience, that's the second skill. Now, these two skills have been developed by experts who are masters in this particular field, and suddenly it's like you are taking them or you're hiring them and you're hiring their brains without having to pay them. Isn't this crazy? And the thing is, you don't install these by typing commands. All you did is you took the link and you pasted on Claude and you asked it to install it. You just search website design skills on Google. There are hundreds of these, the ones that design, the ones that animate, the ones that write good stuff for you. Now you know what a skill is and how you can get the skills and install it as well. So you can go use it multiple times. Now you can go use it on different things for sure. But the thing is, don't install like 40 skills, because what happens is it suddenly starts confusing Claude. So look at the highest recommended skills. If you follow somebody, for example, if you're following me, I'll be recommending a lot of skills and I'll be giving you the links as well. So use the recommended one so that you don't waste your time. In this YouTube channel, I make sure that I give you the most valuable things. And if you see the value, hit the subscribe button. But anyways, don't install 40 of them because it gets confused like any person would, right? Suddenly, if you're talking to 40 people, you're confused. So 2 skills are enough for a website, and these are the 2 that we're going to be using. Perfect. Now you will see that both the skills are installed. It says installed and verified working. So both the skills are installed. Now we come to step number 4, which is planning the whole thing, right? So we come here and we select the plan mode. Now finally you're coming to the planning phase of the website, because you got the whole thing ready. You got the designer in place, you got the right skills in place. Now you are asking it to plan it, and you've selected the plan mode and you're asking it to come with the plan. The concept document already exists, right? See, it will first check where it is, and it is reading the concept document. Can you see this? It says reading the concept.md. So which means now it has an understanding of what your concept is as opposed to building a generic website. So it's going to create a plan based on the concept. It's still not using the skill because skills get used when the website is actually getting built. But till then, it's just going to come up with a plan. So let's wait for the plan now. The first thing is it's asking me for photos of the work that I've done. So see, in the plan mode, it'll ask you a few questions. It is asking me it's asking me about my concept. It's cross-checking me about my concept. But more importantly, it's asking what is the one action that the page should produce. The whole idea of me building a website is it should generate inquiries for me. So I'm saying the whole website should generate inquiries for me. So what is it for you? It might ask you these questions. So make sure that when you're answering it, think through what is it that you actually want. This is the part. See, today AI is available to everybody. And as a result, what has happened is people have outsourced their entire thinking to AI. They want AI to build everything for them, make money for them, sell for them, bring in business for them. But you need to think through your business and you need to give the right inputs to AI and get AI to do the work for you. AI doesn't make you money, but the work that AI does, that is what makes you money. So think through that properly and answer the questions, and that's where it gives you a proper plan. And it also asked me for photos. So what I did is inside the folder, I also put a few images. I picked a few images that look good. So I pasted those images as well inside the folder so it has access. See, check this out. It wrote a plan. Plan written to plan a one-page document, and here's the document here. Check this. Here's the document. This is the entire plan. And I want you to read this plan that it creates for your website in detail because it tells you every single part on what it's going to do. And here's the thing. See, if you reject this plan, it will build something new. You can ask it to make specific changes. Let's say if you don't like something, you come here and you say, hey, I would like you to make changes to this. This is not what I want. And the more time you spend on planning, the more accurately you get the output later. Check, every part is mentioned. The geometry and the motion, no rounded corners, no shadows, no scroll triggered animations, pair layouts, speed. So let me ask it. I don't know if it's taken my images as yet. So let me ask it. I'm going to ask it to revise. I'm going to ask, did you check the photos? So for this particular thing, I asked it to check the photos that I've pasted in the folder. It has to understand these photos so that it knows what work I'm doing. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter if you're in a different business. Let's say if you are a CA, you paste documents of all the clients that you work with, and then it pulls out these client details and says, okay, in the future, you would want to work with more such clients. What is the design that these clients would resonate with? Same thing, if you're a gym, click a picture of your gyms and paste that. If you're an e-com brand, click pictures of your products and show what you're building it for. See, the thing is, you as a business owner, you already have past proof of the work that you've done. Bring all of it. Don't think that, Swastik, how is this relevant to building a website? It is. The customer data is relevant because these are the future customers you want to attract. The team data, just put the team data as well because this shows what is the culture of the team, and all of this becomes a part of your website because when somebody is coming on your website on the internet, it's like a digital home that you built. See, when you're building a home, your home reflects your personality, right? When you're building a home on the internet, that should reflect the personality of the business that you're building as well. So put any details, just ask Claude to go through it and understand who you are, and that gives it a lot of context. In fact, you can do this while you're building the concept itself. Check this, it read the images and it says, I looked at the 20 images, that changes the plan. It means I was wrong. So which means it was assuming something, and suddenly when I showed it the work, the assumptions changed. So now it's rebuilding the plan. Now, while it's rebuilding the plan, one more thing that I could do is I can actually search for interior design studios in Bangalore, and I can actually look at a few websites. So let me open a few websites. The website that says the studio by Nandita Manwani. Okay, so this is how the website looks like. So if there is a website that you like, you can, or if there's an element that you like, you can take that element, you can screenshot that element and you can paste it as well. So just go through a few websites. So check this. In fact, I like the simplicity of this. Okay, so these are the current websites that are ranking on Google for Bangalore. And the thing is, I'm not such a big fan of any elements that the websites have here. So then what I would do is, for me to get more inspiration, I would go to this site called landbook.com. I'll paste the link for that. You can come in here and you can check if there are elements that you like from this. So check this. You can search for your type of business. It says Furniture and interior, this is one design that they have. In fact, I like this. I like how this looks, but this is for furniture mostly. I like this section. So what I would do is, I would take a screenshot of this. Let's say I would take a screenshot of this and I would come to my Claude. So I've rejected the plan again, the previous plan that it came in, because I'm adding a few more elements. So like I was saying, I would take a screenshot of this. I would come to my Claude and I would say, here are a few element inspirations. So let's pull a few more inspirations. Let's see if we like something. I like this part of the how we work as well. So let me put this. And I like this design as well, the meet our creators. There's one more link that I'd like to give you. This is called recent.design. You can come in here and you can search for this you can search in this place as well. I'm just giving you different places where you can find references from. The only thing is you have to go through it and see what you like and push it to Claude. Yeah, you come here, come to website, look for your domain. Here I would go with architecture. Let's see if we find something. We are architects, we are interior designers. In fact, I really like the front part of the design, right? I really like this. I really like how the whole thing is coming. Let's say if I want to create this exact element. So now I've found this. I found this website itself. So I came in and I clicked on this arrow and it took me to the website here. So check this. We are architects, we are graphic designers, I love the whole thing, the loading page, we are architects, the whole thing. I think, let's see if we can recreate it. That'd be pretty awesome, right? I don't know if it goes with our design element, but I'm just teaching you how to build the whole website so you can do all of these things yourself. Okay, so in fact, they've removed that part which was there here. They've removed that part which was there in that specific space. But that's fine. What I'll do is I'll take this link and I'll say, okay, so now what it's going to do is it's still in the plan mode, which means it's going to add these elements into my plan mode, or it's going to ask me questions to see how these elements can fit into my plan. Because see, I've given it a different concept now. Initially, I gave it one concept. Now I'm giving it different styles, but these new styles have to fit into my concept that I want, right? So let's see, it'll come back with a plan. And once the plan is done, that's where we go ahead and build. If you notice, everybody will tell you go on Claude and start with these steps to build a website. But we are spending so much time in the planning phase because that is the part that actually gives you results. Because think about it, the whole website building part is nothing that you have to do. And you need to understand that if you're using AI, if you are doing the right work, that's where you get the output. Because the building part is where we can just walk out, let AI do its job for the next 45 minutes and come back. That's the easy part. Now, it's updated the plan. And here's what we're going to do. Step 5, and this is the step that everybody skips. This is where we start the building phase. But the first thing that we're going to start with is building a draft. Because the mistake that people make is, okay, the plan is ready, go ahead and build the entire website. What will happen is, it'll take 1 hour, spend a lot of your credits, and when you come back, despite the plan, it's sometimes not exactly what you want, because the plan are words, and sometimes when you read the words, you interpret it in one way, AI interprets it in a different way. So what we ask is, we ask it to build a draft. So let me shift to the auto mode here, and I've pasted the prompt. And now look at the prompt. It says build a draft only. The first screen and the section structure, real layout, placeholder text where you need it. Don't build every section out fully. I want to look at the shape before we go further. So I'm saying I want you to build a structure, the first part of it, so that I can look at it. And only once I approve, then you build the whole thing. That is what we're saying. And check the beautiful part, because I gave it images, it sampled the real colors from your photograph. Check this. It's taken the first image that I've given and it's taken this color, and the stone floor is this. So which means I'm hoping that it builds the website and it's using the actual colors of the work that I've shown it. Check this, it's taken this image and it's building the front part. Now step 6. And step 6 is the biggest step in the entire video, and this is the one that nobody teaches. Step 6 is you telling it what's wrong. See, it's building in one direction and I already don't like the direction it's building in. It sort of looks like a PDF. It doesn't look like a website. So what I can do is I can immediately stop it, and I'm glad that I'm only asking it to build a draft, because if it had started building the entire website, it would be such a waste of time. What I would say is, I don't like. So one of the first elements that I dislike is the home page itself, the main part. And it's called the hero section, by the way, just for you to understand. If you don't like the main part, you call it the hero section. So what I did is I said I don't like the direction in which you're heading. This sort of looks like a PDF as opposed to a powerful website. The hero section should have some animated element that wows people, because you remember one of the designs that we saw in the first section, there's something spinning and that's very cool. See, the thing is, most of the times you're not able to describe what you want. Sometimes you can put screenshots, sometimes you just have to talk to it, and sometimes you just have to complain to it. See, my objective is not to teach you how to become a website designer or a developer, because you're a business owner or you're an entrepreneur. My objective is to teach you how you can talk to Claude. In fact, I'm building the whole thing in front of you, all the errors. In fact, after all this planning, the first draft that it gave me itself is something that I dislike. So everything that goes wrong, everything that falls apart, I'm showing you so that you know that despite all of these things, these can go wrong, and how do you get to the end result. So I could make the whole video very short and tell you this is the website that I built, go ahead and build it, these are the steps that I followed. But honestly, that's not how it works. I hope you're able to follow along with me, and you will have your own set of errors, own set of challenges, and it's not the same response that you are going to get. Check this, the hero witch animation, one room changing lights. The opening frame slowly crossfades through the quietest frames. So it reads as a single space moving through day. Okay, this I like. Let's say I'm guessing that it will change lights. For now, I'll add photographs only. So let's see if it builds something along the direction that feels good for us now. So check this. Now there is an animation in the front part where the images are changing. I'm going to add a few more. I'm going to ask it to add a few more elements to this. So I asked it to add some text in the center because this part is looking a little blank. I want something going on there. And I'm trying something because I saw this somewhere. I found it interesting. I said, when the cursor moves on the hero section, which is this section, I want there to be some animation, like the cursor is a torch, which means my pointer should be a torch, and it makes the whole section that it's scrolling brighter. So as it moves along, it should become brighter. I hope that it is able to pick up on what I said. But see, the point is, try to communicate it in your best way. And if you have references, I don't have that reference. I saw it in some website and I found it to be very cool. But if you do have references, you can take screenshots of it, and that's the easiest way for you to make it understand. And the second way to make it understand is, you can check this pencil here, you can annotate it, and you can say, I would like the text to be here. Right, so of course, wait. I'll discard this editing. So I'll say, so see, now this image has come in, the tag. Text should come in here. I've said that the text should come in here, it should merge well with the background and the animation. That's one part. So let's just wait for it. I'm giving you too many instructions, but the point is, that's one way you can come in and you can select that part and you can ask it to make changes there. Or the other one is, you see this cursor here, you can come here and you can select the section that you want to change. Let's say if I don't like this section, by pressing the cursor, you can select one part of it and you can specifically ask what has to change. See, if this section that I don't like, if I want this whole material thing to come in the center, I can say move this to the center. So you have this ability to make this degree of changes today. And if you click on this mobile button here, you can check how this would look on a mobile phone as well. So because most people come to the website on the phone, right? So you can check this without you even getting your phone out. So you can check this on the tablet. This is the tablet on how it would look on an iPad or any tab for that matter. And then this is the website, of course. So check this one. Oh, both the parts are done. Check this. You see when my cursor is moving, it's becoming brighter. That's very nice. And the text has also come in the center. One plaster, one wood, one stone, 3 different homes below. It's very cool. So that's been developed. So what I would say is, I love the light element. So I said I love the light element. I would like the hero image to be a little darker so that the cursor light is more prominent. So see, do you see this? This is the part. Think about it. We saw multiple competitor websites. None of them had an element like this. And this is something that I had seen somewhere. And I just described it in plain language and it actually came out. I wasn't sure it would come out. I thought I'll have to try and give it more prompts. But the point is, anything that you can imagine in your head, and if you can put it across to AI, and if you're patient enough, you will always get the best output. The next part that I'd like changed is the text is not very visible. Now I would like the text to be centered. The thing is, I drew a box and the box is not exactly in the center. See, it just follows the exact instructions that you give it. So I'll say I'd like it to be centered. Now that being said, I don't know how to make the text more visible with the changing background. So I'm asking it, how do we make it more visible with the changing backgrounds? See, anything that you are unclear about, you're unsure about, you know that this is not looking good, but you don't know what would look better, just ask it what would look better. Check this. This has become more prominent. It has made the design more darker like I asked it. Now you see the cursor, it's so bright. As I move it, this is such a powerful image. This is such a powerful thing. This looks so beautiful. It is crazy. It is crazy. I'm loving this website. And I'll be publishing this on the internet so that you can actually take a look at it. Now check this. It's fixed the text as well. 1 plaster, 1 wood, 1 stone, 3 different homes. Do you see suddenly that it's added that extra black element behind the text to make it brighter, but it still fits perfectly against the design. Okay, so I'll say that I love the home section. So now I'm saying that I love the home section. Can you evaluate the rest of the page and see how it can maintain a similar wow element? It became what has to happen. Let's say what has to happen. Okay, what has to happen for it. So what I'm saying is, I love this section, but the rest of the page, not so much, because the first part is wow. The rest of the page, how do you maintain a similar wow structure? I don't have ideas on it as yet. So I'm brainstorming this with Claude itself. But in fact, this is pretty good, right? It says 3 different homes. The images are technically 3 different homes. You won't be able to tell which one is which because that is what we stand for. So those were 3 different homes. Most people cannot tell which one is which because there are 4 materials, nothing else. 4 materials that is being used: lime plaster, white oak, green cotta and brass. So let's say a company was going and making this their USP and this was their entire thing. This would be such an amazing website. And it is given, now if you see, as you scroll down these images, it just doesn't, it's not there. It's coming in as an animated part. Wow, check this out. So see, the thing is, that time material was just shown as 4 images, but now it's 4 bars. Check: lime plaster, white oak, green cotta, brass. This has become 4 bars, which looks very good if you ask me. And check this, the method part. What happens and how long it takes. Suddenly there is a bar as well. This takes 1 week, this takes 3 weeks. On-site works is 14 to 20 weeks and handover is 2 weeks. And it is also mentioning where the last one went overtime. It went overtime by 19 days. The quota arrived late and we would not start before the stone was down. So it's adding a few of these elements. And the first time it came in, it had that animation, which is pretty cool. At this point, you must have understood what it takes for you to build a website. You can just talk to it properly. First, you start with your stuff. You start with the concept. And once the concept is built, you install the 2 skills that were required. And once the skills were installed, you started the plan part. And inside the plan, you went and looked at website concepts. And then you pull this here and then it built a plan and then you asked it for a draft. And in fact, this is still the draft that we are looking at. The whole website is not built. But the point is, let's say I really like the direction it's going in and all it takes is for me to say, go ahead and build the complete website and it will be done. That is exactly what it takes. And all the things, you saw all the mistakes, all the errors, all the points where it was not looking good and suddenly it started looking good. The whole thing was based on the fact that I was communicating to it, and I give you different ways of managing it. One is you can circle it, you can annotate a specific part and ask it to change, or you can point to a specific part, or sometimes if you have an idea, you can brainstorm with it and you can discuss with it and it can bring your idea back to life. And see, this is how, when you start talking to AI and you start building something that is based on your head, that's where you have something authentic as opposed to the generic garbage that's available on the internet. Everybody is using AI, everybody is so-called building websites, but very few people who are using their own brains, bringing in their own style, their own elements, and then building something that's worth publishing on the internet. And the thing is, this exact website can be published on your internet. That is quite simple as well. It's as simple as you going and telling AI that, hey, publish this on the internet, and it will publish the whole thing. The only thing that you're going to need is, you're going to come down here, you're going to click on connectors, click on browse connectors, and search for Netlify. Search for Netlify and come in here. And by the way, mine is already connected. Yours will say connect. The minute you hit connect, it will go ask you to create a Netlify account. And by the way, this whole thing has been taught to you in another video of mine, which I'll mark somewhere here. You can click on it and you can check it out. But you can come there, you can hit connect, and you go log in with your Gmail or with your Google account, and then the whole thing is connected. And then with the press of a button, your website goes on the internet. That's how crazy it is. That's how easy it is today. Which means it's not some theoretical concept that we're building. We're building something that's practical and usable to you. Now remember, this is still the first draft, only the first screen, but look at what it took to get all the way till here. You answered 4 questions, you made the concept and you put everything in a folder. You installed 2 skills that a designer had already written. You made a plan before it built it. You made it build a draft instead of building the whole site. And then you told it everything that you didn't like. That is 6 steps. And the last 2 are the ones that decide if it actually goes out to people or not. Step 7. Now before you publish it, you have to make it grade its own work. Before I publish this on the internet, I'm going to paste another prompt. Let me read out the prompt for you. The prompt is, grade this website out of 100 on 5 things and score each one separately. First, space. Is anything crammed and is the gap between sections consistent? 2. Where the eye lands is the most important thing on each screen, also the biggest. 3. Fonts and colors. Is it 2 fonts and no more than 4 colors across the whole thing? Because that's what spoils the website. 4. Pictures. Are they doing the work or are they being fillers? 5. Motion. Does it feel alive and does it alternate between moving and calm sections? So I have all these prompts are there for you. It's in the description. You can go check it out. Once you're done with the website and once you feel like, okay, it's doing a pretty good job, before you publish it on the internet, I would like you to run this audit and see what it says and then make tweaks based on what it says. And that is when you publish this for everybody else to see. So Claude is not just creating your website. It is auditing your website. It's critiquing your website. And based on the critique, it's changing it again, because who's it critiquing? It's critiquing itself. AI, when you ask it to critique itself, that is where the AI becomes so much more stronger. It becomes so much more powerful. So keep that in mind. Okay, so we got a total score of 63 on 100 for this question. So now the thing is, it is suggesting 3 fixes. It's suggesting 3 fixes. And I'm going to say, yes, make these 3 cheap fixes, because that's what it's saying. Want to make these 3 cheap fixes. So let us see what the score comes out as when I do this. Now that we have our new score, what we'll do is we'll ask it to build the whole website, because it is only built 1 page. And once it builds the entire site, that is where we deploy it. This whole task was a big job. It did take about 10-15 minutes for the whole thing to be done. So I just got you in here. Okay, so we have the new score here. Check this out. We have a total of 72 on 100. Earlier it was 63. By the changes that it made, it took it to 72. Now here's the thing. This is good enough for me and I'm going to publish it. You can sit through for your website and you can take it all the way till 80 plus, but I'm just building this for a demo site for you. And I wanted to show you that you can take your score up. So 72 is done. Now I'm going to publish this on the internet and you can go take a look at it. And step 8, now you put this on the internet. I'm putting this live on the internet so that you can actually take a look at it. This link will be put in the description. You can go check the whole website out. If you take 2 things from this video, take these 2 things. 1, the skills. That's what stopped it from looking like AI. 2, take the concept, because we spent so much more time thinking than building, and that's the only reason that this looks like somebody's website instead of a default template that you usually get. So tonight, before you open Claude, don't open Claude, sit with a pen, sit with a paper and get your concept clear first, because that is what sells. Then you open Claude. See, a website is one thing that Claude Code can do, but honestly, that is the smallest thing that it can do. Setting it up, giving it your keys, giving it your own tools, putting it to work inside your own business, building an AI employee, that is the stuff that it's really, really good at. And all of this is already done on this channel and it's free. You can click this button and you will watch a 3-hour video on how you can use Claude inside your business. See, I'm a business owner and my job is not to teach you AI. My job is to show you how to put AI to work inside your business. And if this was worth your time, hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one.